We're speaking with James Tworek from Element79 Gold. He's the CEO over there. We'll have constant news flow as well at the different stages of each different project, which is nice for someone too that's investing.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, we started at Lucero some development plans back in March. Those yielded some great results in terms of high grade sampling across veins. That yielded quite substantial gold and silver results. We're speaking ounces, not grams. This is from our news release on February 15th, and then the follow-up in terms of the news release on April 27th. So you'll see a continual flow over the summer in terms of those work plans, and also a more aggressive development plan in multi-phases released both for Lucero as well as for Maverick Springs. When we look at Maverick Springs, the advantage there is that, number one, yes, we do have all the historical drilling, over 48,000 meters of drilling. Now, number one, large spacing, 400 meters. We can tighten that up to at least 100-meter spacing.
Okay.
In addition to looking at shallower drills to revisit the metallurgy, and understand strip ratio and so on, because we've re-envisioned this from an underground mine into an open pit mine.
Yeah.
And then, more importantly, I would argue that looking at some of these, there are 13 drill targets that are already approved. They've existed since literally the 80s, that they have not been drilled by former owners of this property. And the advantage to us, as they, many of them are actually step outs from the core resource. The advantage is to drill to some of the similar depths and really extend the resource even further. So if we can add, step out for distance times depth times, gross tonnage, this is pretty attractive to increase this resource. But right now, really the first work that we're doing at Maverick Springs includes revisiting some of the data sets to make sure that we have a firm grasp on what I would argue is probably some pretty aggressive haircuts in the past, and our team very firmly argues these points. That understanding the data sets and also potentially some new drill sites relative to where those former drill holes were. One of the other main talking points that I've always spoken to inside this model of the aggressive M&A ladder of buying, like we bulked up from one property to 20 properties in 1 year. We've already sold one property back, that was Machacala. And you will see other sales that we've identified in the past come to fruition in the near term through the summer. So that's very exciting. So number one, that not only lightens the load in terms of general focus and talking points for the company, but also lightens the load in terms of cash burn. In addition to, we are in conversation with several parties on several properties when it comes to, potential sales or joint ventures to bolster on top of the back of that. So a lot of things coming at us quickly. Even our AGM is coming up here June 19th. So, the newsreel is quite full. And, while some people may be sitting back with a cool slushy drink at the cabin, we're definitely getting dirty and dusty.
Well, listen, James, I really appreciate you taking the time. We're going to be watching to see when news comes out. And, you've got some great, that's a great news release. And I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future, and good luck with all the work that's ahead of you.